ATM.
My preparation for the game, it was nothing really different leading up to the Roswell game. It was the same, just stay focused, staying hard, really not trying to let the rivalry get in my head or nothing like that. I just wanted to stay focused and just make sure we came out with the win.
Practice leading up to the Roswell game is always one that you're looking forward to. It's one of the most fun games of the year. Everyone's running around with energy. We're all pumped up. I wouldn't say preparation is any different in the Roswell week than any week, because no matter what team we're playing, we're always preparing the same. It doesn't matter who our opponent is, but we're always going to go out there and make sure we're ready for the game.
Practice was good. We knew Roswell was going to be it was a rivalry game. They was going to come in with everything, but we really treated like anybody else there to get the job done. But
it was pretty good practice. I think it was pretty high intensity. We didn't really take it as a different type of game. It was the same to us as any other game.
Tomorrow, instead of jerseys, with it being Halloween, we'll do, mask, costumes, whatever. Just make sure that you can move, because we still have to run football plays. So whatever you wear, have fun with it. Make sure you can run football plays and move, and we can get a good polish and shine in.
Coaching tight ends is pretty fun. I would say that my philosophy, I think you've got to be able to adapt as a coach depending on your personnel. I've coached offensive line, I've coached inside linebackers, outside linebackers, and I think depending on the personnel grouping that you have, you've got to be adaptable as a coach. I remember when I was a younger coach, I was a little bit more, not intense, but a little bit more fiery, I guess would be the word. But when you're coaching offensive line and linebackers, those are often two of the positions that get the most intense coaches. Now coming over to coach tight ends, it's such a unique position. Coach Jackson says that the tight ends have to know more about the offense than anybody but the quarterback, and that makes my job difficult, not from a physical perspective or a physical approach, but a mental approach as well. But at the end of the day, coaching tight ends is so much fun. I want them to enjoy playing as much as I enjoy coaching. The game is the best team game there is, and I want them to understand that allow the lessons that you're learning on the field out here with your brothers, allow those to help build your character. We talk a lot about things like fear of failure, overcoming adversity, and they don't quite understand it. One day they will, I think, and appreciate the game for what it does to help build your character if you're willing to learn those lessons. But like I said, I feel like I do a pretty good job of adapting to the players that I've got. And like I said, coaching tight ends is unique because you're involved in the pass game, you're involved in the run game, you're involved in pass protections. There's so many different things that we put on the plate of the tight ends, and then not just one tight end, but sometimes introducing two and sometimes even three tight ends on the field at the same time. It gets very complex. So I spend a lot of time focusing on the mental aspects, but obviously, you got to be able to get in the trenches and move with the O-line, the D-line. So it's definitely a balancing act.
I believe that the basics are everything, and as far as coaching DB, you have to play with your feet. You have to guard receivers with your feet. For tackling, you have to get in position with your feet.
When you have that much talent, which it has to be the deepest tight end room in any high school in America. I can't imagine any other high school being able to rival the guys that we've got in our tight end room. But it does make it challenging because you're trying to get all of these guys reps. And they're all pressing to compete. They're pushing each other. But what that competition does is it raises the level of the room as a whole. So even guys that are not Power 5 are out there working just as hard because they're competing too, and they want to work for reps and they want to work for playing time. But it's been very rewarding. I don't think there's too many occasions in my coaching career that I'll have the ability to coach so many talented guys and have such depth in any given year. And so it's a lot of fun. It definitely makes coming to work every day a lot of fun, but that's the game. That's how the game is. Coming to work every day is fun because I get to work with the kids. And these kids want to come and work hard too. And so that makes my job rewarding.
you have to somehow find a way to connect with players outside of the game. I feel, and in my experience, when I connect with players, they tend to want to do anything for you on the football field. So you have to build a strong connection outside of football.
So I think one of the hardest things for teenagers to develop is the ability to understand that the season is a 15-week season, and we got to build it brick by brick. A lot of times they think down the line, region championship, state championship, and we've got to try and kind of reel them in and keep them focused on the now. But we have these long-term goals, and it's a lot of times it's very easy on a Wednesday practice when it's hot and you're thinking state title or bust. And it's like, guys, come on, let's focus on our footwork. Let's focus on, how we're breaking our routes here. The guys that I've had this year especially, they have done a really good job of accepting being in the moment and being present at practice in every single period. I think it was the American Heritage game. I talked to them about, hey, this is the most important game of the year. And I could see kind of their wheels spinning a little bit, like, why is this the most important game? And I said, it's the most important game because it's the game that we're playing next. And they've done a really good job having that mentality every week where, we may be playing someone that we're probably going to beat by 40. We may be playing someone who may be one of the top teams in the nation, but they come to work every day with the same attitude. So the expectation has been set. Coach Reeves does a fantastic job of making those expectations clear. So they come to work every day ready to go.
It is going to be a fight. It is going to be a fight. We know every single fight we show up to, we are the best fighter. We are the prize fighter. Every single fight we show up to. My biggest piece of advice is never show up to a fight with your hands down. Always show up with your hands up, ready to swing. Because the only way that we can be beat is if a sucker lands a punch. If we show up with our hands down, that can happen. That can't happen. If we show up with our hands up, ready to swing, ready to fight, nobody can beat us. Nobody can beat us, including the team showing up tomorrow night. Just show up in that mindset, man. Know it's going to be a fight. Go out, respect your opponent. Go out, get ready to throw haymakers all night long. You got me? Yes, sir.
What does brotherhood mean to you? And when we say bet and B is the brotherhood, what does that mean to you?
What does bet and brotherhood mean to me? It just means personally what I feel like is that we're a brotherhood and we could just we're just all family. So if we just if a teammate had a problem, I just know if I had a problem, I just know I could go to my other family, my friends, my family, my brothers, the coaches, because I know they'll have my back no matter what.
Brotherhood is what I'd say is accountability with your teammates. You treat them as you would your brother. You love them as you would your brother.
This school is definitely a family. This community is a big family.
It's really just more than football. You can say brotherhood, we have a brotherhood in school, brotherhood hanging out with each other outside of school, and even on the field, we can still be brothers together. We don't have to be different because it's football or different because it's school. We act the same around each other the whole time, and it's just that really good bond and connection.
What does brotherhood mean to me? I think it's easy to define in terms of, I'm going to work hard for my brother, or I'm going to do this for him, or I'm going to be a good teammate, or I'm going to be a good friend. To us, I think it's almost an unspoken bond. Being at this place is so special. Being a coach or a player is we are all here for a reason, and that reason is because we were meant to go do these things together.
it's a normal game for us. We've been here before. We do this. Hey, it's gonna be the same outcome it's been the last couple years. Feel me?
I knew it was gonna be a tough game, so I just canceled out everything, and we just there to get the job done. We got onto the field, you know, it was like a lot of talking on social media, so I knew they was gonna come in big. But when we got out there, it was packed out, it was a lot of noise, and it just felt good.
Like Coach said, it's their biggest game, it's not our biggest game. Let it be their Super Bowl.
Well, our coaches do a great job of making sure that we play as one and our whole team is like a brotherhood. So every week, like, we're always playing for each other and everyone is so bonded with the team. But I mean, rivalry games are definitely, everyone comes together a little stronger because, I mean, we really want to beat that team on the other side of the field.
No matter what happens, we stay together. You play with bad intentions, and we get what we came to get. Y'all feel me?
From the minute you walk on the field, you can feel there's just all the tension between us and Roswell. As soon as you walk on the field, it's a different type of environment.
Hey, I'm gonna hand it over to them in a minute, but I want to make sure that I make something clear. First off, Game 10, thank you to all the seniors. Everything you've given to this program, the way you have elevated it, thank you. We're gonna send you out on a high note tonight. All week long, we've been talking about two possibilities. 10-0, 9-1, 7-time region champs or region runner-up. We're still number 2 in the country, or we're top 10. We're still number 1 in Georgia, or we're top 10. We still got a region win streak, or we don't. We still got a consecutive win streak, or we don't. Talking two possibilities all week long. But here's what I want to make clear before I turn it over. When you wear that when you wear that logo, you may have possibilities, but you don't have options. You may have possibilities, but you don't have options. You got one option tonight, just one, and that's you go win. That's your only option. We may have possibilities. There may be scenarios, but you do not have options. You go win tonight, you get it done. Y'all got them, guys.
Everybody else here watching y'all. You feel me? Everybody else here tonight came to see y'all. Came to see what y'all do. Y'all been doing this for a long time, bro. We was out there and we was like, damn, coach, look at this score. We don't really even need to talk. Look at this score. And he said, 2023. That ain't this year. You gotta complete the mission every year. You gotta see it through every year.
Everything was good, but it was just going out there in general, just like running out the banner and like everybody screaming, you know, they coming out, we're coming out to our theme song. It was just there. It just felt good because you know you're not going to have that moment again, so I just had to soak it all in.
Memorable moment from Roswell would probably be the big catch that Ryan G had over the middle. I think maybe early second quarter. He just had a little stick route, and Luke ended up scrambling, and he got past the second level defender, made a catch, and made a guy miss. And there's a great photo of it, of him getting toward the sideline, and one of their best players attempts to make the tackle. And it wasn't Derrick Henry style stiff arm to the turf, but the picture looks great, I'll tell you that much.
But yeah, there's a play in that game where I ended up pancaking a guy over Garrett Heineke's back. Like, I literally hit it like he went over Garrett and went on the ground, and that was pretty cool.
Ethan's touchdown in the second half of that game, I mean, that was huge. The momentum shifted to our side, and that really gave us the energy we needed to pull off the win.
So many Roswell games stand out to me, but this year, I must say I forgot about it. The interception to seal the game, that one sticks out because that was Nooch's first interception of the season.
Honestly, Nooch picked when he ran down. You know, that was just such a great moment, you know, for him and then like the team. You know, how we all just went down and celebrated with him. You know, it was just a good moment. You know, great.
There was one play where I managed to force the QB into Terrence, and we had a great team effort play for a sack. So very proud of that.
I'm proud of you though, man. I'm proud of you because we wear that compression for a reason. We got a bullseye on our chest. And you have to fight week after week after week. Yes, it's 7 straight for us. But you have to earn it every day. We know that. The 7th one is just as special as the first one. I promise you that. Just as special. I'm proud of you for coming out and doing what we knew we could do all year long and checking the box of one of our big goals. We know every year there's multiple championships that we can win. And we came out, we won the first one, and we also made school history being the first team to go 10-0. Hell yeah!